Hello everyone, I'm Zane Smith here at Chicopee Woods Golf Academy, and today we're going to be working on the grip. The grip is one of the most fundamental aspects of the game. In fact, in the 5 lessons by Ben Hogan, it's the first lesson, which means it must be important. So let's go ahead over what a standard neutral grip looks like. So in golf, you basically have 3 types of grips, right? You have baseball grips, you have interlock, and you have overlap. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and explain the difference between all of those right now. So first and foremost, you have a baseball grip. This is the most common grip that people start out using in golf, right? And it's just going to look a lot like this. Okay, I'm going to have that left hand on top of the club next to the butt end of the grip right here, and then I'm going to take the right hand and put it on top just like so. All right, so that's the baseball grip. I have all 10 fingers on the grip. It's also called a 10-finger grip. Okay, then you have something called the overlap, right? And this is what I would call the second most common grip, okay, that you'll see amongst pros, is you'll see the left hand right here resting exactly like the baseball grip was, and then you've got the right hand, and you've got this pinky overlapping on the crevice between the index and the middle finger right there, okay? You'll see that pinky drop in right there. Now I still have this thumb right here. I'm gonna rest the palm of that right hand on that left thumb, okay? Just like so, all right? So you can see that overlapping with the other hand. Then you have something called the interlock, okay? This was popularized by none other than Tiger Woods, right? A lot of juniors use this grip just because their hands are a little smaller, right? And so we're just gonna take a look at this real quick. So this is what an interlock looks like. So I'm gonna take this left hand, just like with the overlap. I'm gonna take this finger and lace the pinky and the index finger of the left hand, the pinky of the right hand, index finger of the left, lace that on top, and I'm gonna make sure, again, that that thumb is sitting right underneath that pad of my palm, just like so. You see that? Okay? So basically, that's our 3 types of grips. So in this next part of the video, I'm gonna be talking about key things to look for when it comes to a standard neutral grip. And these work with all 3 of the types that I just previously showed you. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at that now. So the first thing I want to make sure I'm doing whenever I'm taking a good grip, right, a good solid grip, is I want to make sure I have it in the fingers. Okay, now in the fingers just means that it's not resting in the palm of my hand, just like so. I want it to be right in the fingers so that I have maximum leverage over the golf club. If I have the golf club at my side, I should be able to lift this no problem just with my wrists, right? I don't have to use my arm to lift that club up. I can just use the wrist and get it to move just like this. Now, if I have it in the palm, right? If I have it in the palm like that, now I'm gonna have a lot more trouble lifting it. I'm not gonna be able to lift it as high. It's gonna be a strain to try and lift it, right? Because I don't have that leverage over that club that I had whenever I had it in the fingers, okay? The only type of grip that you're ever gonna have it in the palm is with the putter, and we'll go over that another time. Right? But I just want to make sure that that grip is in the fingers with that palm resting on top like so, okay? So now that I have that in the fingers, I can now look at the top of my hand right here. So if I look at the top of my hand, okay, whenever I set up, I want to make sure I'm always setting up with a square face. When I take a look at the top of my hand, I want to see a few things, okay? I want to see and make sure that this V right here is pointing to my right ear. So if I set up for you guys, if I set up, I want to make sure that that V is pointing to my right ear at setup, right? I've got a square face, this V to the right ear, and then I also want to make sure that I see 2 knuckles at setup, at address. I want to see 2 knuckles on that left hand, right? If I see more than 2, that's usually going to mean I have a strong grip, okay? If I have a strong grip, that club head is going to want to release a lot more, right? Now, if I see less than 2 knuckles, what I'm going to probably see is a weaker grip, right? In a weaker grip, I'm not going to be able to turn the club over as easily. All right, so I want a standard neutral grip because that's going to allow me to practice my best. But also, it's going to help me work the ball left to right more, right? I'm going to be able to have more control over that club face, and that's what's most important. Okay, so now that we've already said, so the V, 2 knuckles, okay? Now let's take a look at the right hand. So I've got my thumb right here, and this is what I tell a lot of my juniors is that I'm going to think of the thumb like a hot dog, right? And then this hand is the bun, right? So I've got this little lifeline running right through the middle of the hand right here. I'm going to place the hot dog on that bun. Now, I know it sounds childish, but it really works. So I'm gonna place that lifeline on the thumb and wrap it around. Now, if I have a good grip, I shouldn't be able to see much of that left thumb, right? It should be covered up mostly by that right hand. And then when I have the right hand on there, I'm gonna see this V on my right hand, right? Between the thumb and the index finger. And that's gonna point up to the right shoulder, okay? So remember this, the left V is gonna point to the right ear. The right V right here is gonna point to the right shoulder. Okay, and that's very important. We don't want to mix that up. Because the worst thing that you could possibly have with a grip, well, not the worst thing, but one of the bad things is a very strong left hand and a very weak right hand. If my hands are working against one another, I'm probably not going to be as consistent of a ball striker, right? So I want to make sure that my hands are matching. All right, so whenever I set up. So once you've got this down, now I want you to go ahead and just hit small shots, right? You're gonna hit about 10 shots. Just feet together, just turning a quarter of the way back, quarter of the way through, and chipping the ball. And whenever you're doing this, just make sure that you're teeing the ball up, right? Just a small tee. I don't wanna tee it up too high, right? This is a mat, it's gonna be higher up than I want you to have it, but I don't wanna tee it up too high. But whenever I'm doing this drill, working on the grip, I just wanna make sure that I'm doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm just doing these small things just to get a feel for that new grip, right? I just want to get a feel for it. So I'm going to set up, get the feet really narrow, get a good posture, and then we're just going to go back and through, right? And I'm just going to do that over and over again about 10 times so that I can get a good feel for that new grip. I hope this really helps you, and just remember, if you need any help with your golf game, feel free to contact us at zsgolfacademy.com, and also check out our locals.com account at Chicopee Woods Golf Academy. That's the community name. And I hope this really helps once again, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. This has been Zane Smith at Chicopee Woods Golf Academy at ZS Golf, and I hope you guys hit it straight out there.